Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. We're doing Gone Girl. The last quest for Mycroft's Pride. This is the literal last side quest for the entire game. Because we've done Tale of the Empty House. We've done everything. So this is it. After this, it's just sacrificial lamb and a mother's love. I remember meeting this woman earlier, like really early in the game, because like she and the other one, the news lady, were both like, "Hey,
I'm looking for the Chief Archivist, Ursula Oney. Where can I find her?"
Miss Oney is away on official government business. My name is Merrill Levy, Deputy Chief Archivist. I am taking care of archival matters in her absence. How can I help you, Mr.
Holmes. I won't equivocate. I'm here to investigate Miss Oney's disappearance.
Her disappearance? But I told you that...
Yes, official government business. It's ironic, then, that the government knows nothing about it, don't you think?
Oh, so you're one of... them. Well, sir, I know that she had an assignment, but I'm not privy to any details.
You said that Miss Oney is away on official business. Were those her exact words to you?
No. She once mentioned she did some work for people in high places, so I guess I just assumed.
Is this the first time Miss Oney has been away so long?
Oh, no. She travels a lot. Government-related tasks, I believe. It's always confidential. Always on short notice. The alternative is that she simply went to visit her family on the Swahili coast. If that's the case, it would be quite a while before she returns.
Who would be so desperate to see relatives? I will have to inspect Miss Oney's office. There may be clues to her whereabouts among her personal effects. You must have a spare key?
Yes, but sir, there are rules. I cannot allow a stranger to rummage through my superior's possessions. What if she returns today?
She won't. If you like, we can notify the oafs at the police station and have them do the rummaging, but believe me, I'll be much more prudent. Furthermore, I will notice things they will not.
How do you mean?
Must we really waste the time? Fine.
Okay. Here it was pulled out. With that.
The past month hasn't been kind to you, Mrs. Levy. With your husband gone, the life of a working single mother must be exhausting. But the prospect of not being able to provide for your child terrifies you. That's why you took a second job, though you're obviously not very skilled at it. I wonder what it is.
It's none of your business, sir. nor my hardships. Take the damn key and spare me your pity.
Well, you should have spared me your obstinance.
Enough. Go do what you came here for.
That's why you don't fuck with Sherlock. That reminded me of the scene where Sherlock observed Mary in Sherlock Holmes 2009.
Damn these Capello safes, hiding all the juicy secrets. Damn these Capello safes, hiding all the juicy secrets.
Oh, Capello safes.
A box of bonbons. Miss Oni has a sweet tooth.
Perhaps a gift from her admirer. I wonder if the poor bloke knows she's missing.
It's a death register from the last century. Interesting. What a vivid vermilion. She's proud of her roots.
Oh, okay, there's something else here. Have you seen today's front page? Someone caught one of your business miners in. Those open graves were bound to be noticed eventually. I suggested I low for a while. I'll contact you again when the dust settles. Oh, okay, that is the...
Solid gold. Looks like a family heirloom.
That looks like a thing of crime and punishment, actually. Double-headed ox thing? I think that's a reused asset. Front page, Miner's End. Front page, Miner's End. I guess we'll determine the other thing when we get there. Maybe officials? But it didn't sound like they knew that it was her. Has society truly sunk so low? It seems we can no longer expect even the simplest decency from our peers as a group of reprobates have ransacked the graves and tombs of the Cardona Cemetery. It should come as no surprise that the police have nothing to say on the matter. But while Cardona's finalists fail to see beyond their own noses, visitors to the cemetery see this island's ugly heart and the desecration of their kin. Let's go to the cemetery.
May I ask you something?
Why do you think I will help?
Is he wearing a dagger?
May I ask for your assistance?
Yes, friend. I know something about this business.
I was told the could turn old olive trees recently broken into. I'll be able to identify the two broken gardens as entrance. This is getting dangerously close to where Violet Holmes' grave was.
Wait, I remember this tree, Sherry. Take a photograph and I'll tell you a story. We tried to imagine the lives of the dead based on their names and tombstones. I wrote about it in my diary.
We used to run a cemetery concocting interesting stories about the dead. Our life back then was simply more adventurous, more magical. Crypts appealed to us, and we tried to guess who was buried. There's one rich and poor in the world. We carved our initials in the tree so to remember this place, or it would remember us.
Do they have no qualms about robbing the dead?
Oh, this here is a battle place, right? Actually, wait, no, this map itself is used for the,
Someone leant on this slab.
This is the Grand Surrey Bandolator right here. I know because I've played it so much.
All it takes is one precise strike.
Must not have had a lot of money left for further assets.
Blood drops from a small wound. Traces of dirt from a shovel.
You're not even
Okay.
trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
I think the only one I'm confused on is this one.
Miss Oni was here with an accomplice. Their argument led to a fight. That fight ended with a shovel to her head. No prizes for guessing where her body is.
Holy shit, she's like straight up fucking dead. God, holy, I was not expecting that, okay. I was not expecting them to just kill her.
The blow killed her instantly. This earring was torn out by force. The fight must have been fierce.
Hold on.
Buried with her precious treasures like an Egyptian pharaoh.
earring was torn out, you say?
There's dried blood under her fingernails. The murderers. Official government business, eh?
Hey, we got boys here. Okay, so yeah, it was the other girl.
Hey, right there.
I'm coming for you.
No more crime.
Asshole.
Don't bother moving. You've lost.
Hold on, is this the This might actually be the
Too simple.
the same band
Snuff's ready.
as well.
Nope.
Give him the pepper snuff.
I've played this dungeon like so
Take a
many
rest.
times.
The snuff's ready.
I think
Don't cry, you'll live.
Give him the pepper snuff.
oh yeah, this is the same rotation.
Take
Yeah,
a
it's the
rest.
exact
The
same
snuff's
variants
ready.
as are usually. Oh, damn.
He's all yours now.
Don't cry, you'll live. Don't bother moving. You've lost. No more crime for you, and
Give him the pepper snuff.
too simple.
Maybe it's not the exact same, but that felt very similar to the band rotation that's usually there. Yeah. We could have easily done this side quest at the end of the last episode. So, to compensate for that, we will do the beginning of Sacrificial Lamb in this episode. Just to sort of pad out the content. And that will hopefully mean that Sacrificial Lamb's episode won't be very long. Uh-oh. Where'd she go?
Mrs. Levy, what a fortuitous coincidence. Let me guess. Leaving on official government business?
No, I need to take care of some urgent family matters. So if you'll excuse me.
I will not. See, I found something of yours, and I thought it only gentlemanly to return it. Your earring. And that was not the only thing I unearthed. You'll be pleased to know that no grave robbers have removed Miss Oni from where you left her.
Sir, I know we got off on the wrong foot, but I'm not the cold-blooded killer you think I am. Please, please let me explain.
Go ahead.
This should be good.
It was Ursula's endeavor, all along. She needed the money to sustain her lifestyle. When she asked if I'd join her, how could I refuse? My husband died. Bartosz. I had to make ends meet. I had to provide for my boy. Before long, my conscience got the better of me. I wanted to stop, but Ursula wouldn't let...
That is no excuse for murder. You could have come clean and reported her to the authorities.
It wasn't murder. It was self-defense. She threatened to take my son away from me. Said she'd make sure he ends up in an orphanage. And then she hit
And
me.
you believed her?
And I let my instincts take over. I had to protect my family.
You're going to jail.
That's a moving story, Mrs. Levy. When you tell it in court, perhaps it will mitigate your sentence.
I'm begging you, Mr. Holmes. At least allow me to see my son one last time. My Mikhail, he won't...
I'm afraid that's up to the police. Let's go.
All right. Oh, John was pleased with that? Yeah, fuck you, John. She killed him. She just killed someone, okay? There were so many better alternatives to that situation. Like Sherlock said, just go to the police. She couldn't take your son away from you fucking legally. Like, that's not how that works. It's just not how that works. And if you wanted to stop, you clearly had time to say, hey, I want to stop, before you go on your next fucking grave robbing mission. Like, fuck you, woman. You're going to jail. Okay, I've been lenient on too many people. More people need to be going to jail. Case complete. Wardrobe items acquired. Let's check out those wardrobe items. Mycroft's attire. Is a sincerest form of flattery. And official John. That's great. That's great. Did that say a normal mask for normal people? I don't believe that there's any other. Yeah, no, there's no other makeup for me to do. Okay. Let's go start A Mother's Love. Kurt Manchio's mansion. Okay, on Turquoise Lane, across from the Cordona Abbey. So right there.
Welcome, sir. I do hope you enjoy yourself.
I am wearing the same thing as everyone else, okay? I just want to
Welcome, sir.
make sure that I'm not being
I do
singled
hope
out
you
here,
enjoy
because
yourself.
It's called sacrificial lamb. I don't know that was... Maybe I was going to be sacrificed, and I didn't want to be sacrificed, so that's why I had to make sure that I wasn't going to be sacrificed.
Enjoy the evening, sir. There is still plenty of time before the grand finale.
All right.
What the fuck did you invite me to a sex cult, Vogel? Vogel, I swear to God. Just getting off
if I write an article about these people here? Can you help me gather information about Cordona's elite?
Okay, let's start taking profiles. Aristocrat. Writes novel. Okay. Let's see what specifically he wants me to be doing.
Enjoy the event, sir.
You have such pretty hands.
Okay.
What can you do with them?
This is definitely a sex cult.
I guarantee we'll have a good time.
Want to go somewhere more private?
Yeah, Logo's definitely got a mess here.
My goodness, Sherlock. They made a blood fountain.
No, John, it's definitely not blood, just wine. The whores, at a guess.
Nope.
Sherlock! Friend! I wasn't sure you'd come.
Werner, I see you are not yourself.
The more time you spend here in Cordona, the more I feel it my duty to bring you into our world and show you all we have to offer.
And what is on offer today?
Pleasure, indulgence, relief, and relaxation. You've earned some time for yourself, have you not?
Those who know me would say I'm incapable of it.
Nonsense. I refuse to believe there is anyone permitted to know Sherlock Holmes.
You may be right.
Then free yourself from inhibition and expectation. The night is young, and so are the guests. You should try to enjoy both. It's not healthy for handsome men to spend every night alone, and certainly not in a house filled with such melancholic memories.
I must admit, my travels have proven more taxing than expected. I'm less confident in my life and myself. Time of relaxation seems a distant dream.
So can I tempt you with a physical aid to your moral consolations? There's wine, of course. Something to smoke. Or perhaps an artificial paradise? Yes, something more spiritual. A potentiator to sharpen the mind. A 7% solution of, well, that'd be telling, but you must try it.
7% solution. You're rather reckless.
My mind is my most valuable asset, and a finely tuned instrument I will not risk impeding its function. My ultimate duty is to provide the world with truth, and I do that perfectly well as is.
Duty? You've never cared about that before.
Of course I do. Exposing a lie, revealing a fact, that is a moral responsibility.
That's not morality. Morals are what happens afterwards when truth collides with consequence. Do you ever follow up on cases you solved? Do you ever see what happened next? Visit the victims? Ensure justice is served in the courts? And how do you choose where to direct your attention? Are there not deserving causes to which your brilliance could be applied but isn't?
You ascribe me more power than I possess. I have a narrow skill set and work within that mandate. What occurs afterward is irrelevant.
With every action or inaction, you place a finger on the scales of morality. Many in the city would see you as abdicating your responsibility.
I haven't.
Not me, of course. Morality is subjective, just like truth. There is little to be gained from indulging in it, and far better things to indulge in. Now I must insist on easing any burdens I've placed upon your shoulders. Show yourself a kindness, and try this rather delectable concoction.
Rather take it for study.
If this solution truly does assist with thinking, then well, perhaps it would be puerile to overlook an opportunity to study it. I'll take it with me.
Yes, Sherlock. Very good. And now, our evening begins in earnest. I just remembered. I'm sorry, Sherlock. My mind's delightfully impaired. Please take this key. It opens the altar room, past the library.
Pardon? Altar room? What now, Werner?
Go quickly and find our Fabio. Only you can make him talk. I'll join you in a minute.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Do you know what?
Before Macchio's family, the mansion was owned by an occultist architect. He dedicated his life to conducting a powerful ritual from the Forgotten Tome, but the ordinary magic circles provided too weak for it. That was why he built this mansion. A keen eye might notice that its shapes correspond with certain magical symbols, and some walls have cavities. One day, the architect simply disappeared, and ashed in on the floor was all that remained. Perhaps he was successful in his endeavor.
That's what I like about this party. Bring me more dirt, Sherry.
Okay.
One more piece, and I can expose these base hedonists.
I know the perfect girl for you.
Is that what you want to do, John? John, god damn it.
Honey, you feeling lonely? I'll be your friend.
Manchio's had to enforce the masks after the...
God damn it, John. People described a scandal from a previous party. Vice Governor Cowden was found with his wife to be a Prussian duchess in the company of young men. Although the marriage was intended to be a political one, the emotions of the duchess were real. The incident instigated a political crisis between Cordona and Prussia. Was found by his wife, okay. Between Cordona and Prussia. Although there were only a few notes of protest, the government fired.
I'll pin them down with this scoop. Thank you, Sherlock.
Alrighty. So I'll write that, and John will prove he'll take the credit for it.
Do not distract me. It's not easy to play blindfolded.
Oh man.
Well-known and recent plays.
One of these books must open a secret passage. I know it.
Well-known and recent plays to keep up to date with the current trends. These medieval botany and chemistry books look even more satanic than the occult ones. Codex Orchis. Why does this occult book sound like a flower? Romantic poetry and prose. Someone's in touch with their feelings.
There's a dead body in the altar room, Werner.
Was he here this whole time?
There's a dead body in the altar room, Werner. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Jesus.
The herbs here are Salvia divinorum. They have a slight hallucinogenic effect to emphasize the ceremony. This elaborate box must be for the ritual dagger. This oil has a slight aroma of flowers and olive. The ointment smells mouse-like. I presume it is an aphrodisiac prepared from a Spanish fly. This one looks like a twisted symbol of Venus, drawn in a hurry.
Oh, these crime scenes always outdo my imagination.
The sign reminds me of the astrological symbol for Mars. A blunt force trauma may have suffered an internal hemorrhage. This crude tattoo partially covers a slave branding. This worm-like sigil has been drawn with his own blood. This golden handle has a bloodstain on it.
Lovecraftian creature.
The dagger is heavy and sharp, but lacks balance.
Looks like a blue dragon from D&D.
The wound is deep. A precise strike reached the heart.
Legs look bent in an odd way. guess they are.
The victim has clenched the fabric so firmly in his fist that it's nigh impossible to remove it. He died right here. Enough cigars to burn down the entire mansion. An open wound spoiled the carpet. Blood. A sturdy bottle met a not-so-sturdy human. It didn't break only because it was unopened. Why don't people tidy up after themselves?
That might be a reference to Sherlock the show there. With the flog.
A bloody handprint on an armchair. The wounded person was here for some time. A person leaned against the doorframe. They left a smudged trail of blood. There appear to be no further traces leading to the altar.
What about a quick pillow fight?
Similar to the guests' robes, apart from the bloodstains. Props, decorations, and tools for a more detailed set. Handcrafted and luxurious cufflinks. There's also a note. For my Fabio, Manchos. The key is similar to the one that Vogel gave me. The capital F on the key fob might refer to Fabio.
Would you recognise me in one of these? I suppose not.
Identical to the robes the guests are wearing. The pitcher is empty, but with puddles around it.
Do I get to analyze those chemically?
Blood clots are adhered to the sides of the drain. This is a different ritual.
When a scenario, some sort of ritual like this is beginning, reading rehearses right, Manchios. If analyzing the alternate bed of flowers, similar to Mother Geisa, the one who leads the ritual was the body of the woman to awaken her inner fertility, or chant this woman, comfort the man to please Mother Gaia, and the man was engage in sexual congress with her. Alright. Don't know the guests, Matista, and stop boring them. They don't want to hear about your stupidities. They want to feel how beautiful they are and how generous you can be towards them. You're here to please and celebrate life. Remember, each guest paid a great deal to be with you.
How can anyone accept such behaviour?
A useful tool for a disguise arsenal.
What are we at runtime wise? Okay, we've got again 20 minutes to go. Oh, hey,
Werner,
Vogel.
care to explain what is going on here?
On nights like these, it's not unusual for some attendees to get a little exuberant. It's part of the appeal. Unfortunately, it appears things have gotten out of hand. Yes, some are more prone to bend the rules of morality.
That's murder. I doubt there's anything left to bend. Why did you not tell me immediately? We were chatting about trivial matters for some time.
If I'm completely honest, Sherlock, I've consumed a rather potent cocktail of substances. My attention slips and drifts. But I'm glad I thought to call for you.
You sent me a disguise.
Oh dear. Did I? Well, since I found the body, Mr. Manchios has agreed that you can investigate the matter. I promise my mind will behave itself going forward.
All right, then pull yourself together, Werner. What is it about these nights that you were so eager to share with me?
Well, they're not always in the evenings, but they are in the shadows. People gather to test their boundaries in a safe and consensual atmosphere. Often with more stains than your typical crime scene. But that is the point. Who are we to judge?
I suppose that's fair. What about today, then? Was anything different?
Well, I was invited as a special guest. It was supposed to be a time of both divine and carnal pleasures. A scratch for every unconventional itch.
I imagine you're reeling from your shattered expectations.
On the contrary, there is still spectacle, stimulation, and release, merely in a different form. I like to let life entertain me.
Or death.
Please do nothing.
The police remain unaware of this tragic event?
Some of them may be hiding behind their masks. They conceal many things. But we didn't want the authorities to create more problems. Besides, after a few cocktails, their incompetence will have soared to new heights.
How do you know I even want the case?
I promised you relaxation. If there's one thing I know about you, Sherlock, it's that nothing soothes you more than a good mystery.
Mr. Manchios is the owner of the manor, yes?
And the host of Cordona's most memorable parties. He promises even the ugliest guest a partner for the night. And for the ones with more unconventional tastes, Mr. Manchios provides other services.
What a caring person.
You cannot begin to imagine.
How'd you find him?
How did you discover the body? In between guzzles of alcohol?
I was set to perform in a fecundity rite with Fabio, and came to inquire further. It was a staged ritual where he was to play the principle of life.
And the rehearsal was unsuccessful?
Who knows? I found him alone on the altar, his blood dripping to the floor.
So he's gonna
And
fuck
then?
a performer.
Then I called Mr. Manchios.
Okay.
He was panicking, so I told him about you. We left the room and locked the door. Then, we were
Filling time?
waiting for you was stressful. We indulged in some simple comforts. Overindulged, perhaps.
Did you know him?
Were you well acquainted with Fabio, the victim?
Everyone knew Fabio, or wanted to. His beauty was the talk of the island. Too handsome to go unnoticed. He was magnetic. Fat wallets fought for the privilege of having him. He offered the pleasures of performance, and more.
Tell me about the ritual.
What about the fertility ritual? There was something about Fabio being a principle of life.
Fabio was supposed to portray the beauty of life's origin. Flowers, oil. Not this travesty that seems straight out of the Inquisition.
So this ritual is not the fertility rite. What was it meant to look?
It begins with a woman lying naked in a flower bed on the altar. She represents Gaia, the earth. As I cover her in oils, we chant for the principle. As our calls reach a climax, Fabio enters and copulates with her. After he finishes, I stab her with a dagger. That part's just pretend, of course.
But the intercourse is not?
I did not expect you to be such a prude. Are you a virgin? It is nothing to be ashamed of, but it would explain the color of
Wearing
your
a
cheeks.
mask.
The fertility rite marks the start of our festivities. The principle of life is beautiful, intimate, essential. It must not be stopped.
Yet it appears that someone did stop it. What about the naked woman? Can you tell me anything about her?
Oh yes, Matista. She's one of Fabio's compatriots and a performer too. I haven't seen her today, actually.
Is the room open?
When you discovered the body, was the door open?
No, it was locked. Oh, that reminds me. It's a minor detail, but the first time I came to speak to Fabio, I left without entering, having been unable to open the door.
You didn't have the key?
No, I had it. Don't look at me like that. I was mostly sober. I suspect there was a key in the other side of the door, blocking the lock.
That detail may very well be major, Werner. Well done. So you returned later only to find the lock was not blocked?
Correct. After an hour had passed, I tried again and was able to unlock the door. That's when I discovered poor, handsome Fabio.
So, Sherry, do you have any ideas about the case?
Perhaps. I think I can deduce what happened here.
Okay. suit and tie on for this shit.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Okay. Give me a second. Okay, I just realized.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
The bottle was used as a weapon during a scuffle in the smoking lounge. Then, to ensure no one would interrupt, the murderer locked the door. The unconscious body of the victim was moved to the altar room. Once the body was on the altar, the murderer thrust the dagger into the victim's heart. Symbols were drawn with the blood. The wardrobe was used to hide the bloodied robe from anyone's eyes. The killer washed himself and took a clean robe from the hanger before leaving.
Are you all right? You're on the floor, not moving.
I think I know what happened here. I'm starting to put the pieces together.
Fabio was stabbed.
I see nothing gets past you, Werner.
Yes, I think
Yes,
that's right.
he was stabbed, but only after being knocked out in the next room and placed here. I do not yet know why.
So, who's responsible?
Well, it was one person working alone, and the murderer has now donned a robe. He or she could be hiding in plain sight. We have lost time, Werner, but your discretion may prove to be a benediction after all. The murderer had to have access to this room. After the crime, he used his own key to lock the door. So, who had the key to the altar?
I'm not sure. As a special guest, I was provided one by Mr. Manchios. He should be able to tell you of any others.
Where can I find?
Most likely in the main hall, entertaining his guests. He has a mask with golden stars. You can't miss him. But please be discreet. We don't want to risk disturbing the revelry.
Oh, of course, of course.
Oh, there's beauties. Manches is the best, as always.
Kurt Manchios, I presume. I'm Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, you must be the one Werner told me about. What a sweet voice you have. It must belong to a handsome young man. Can I call you Sherlock?
As you wish, Mr. Manchios. Mr. Vogel asked me to help you. The body in the altar room requires answers, and quickly. I suspect the murderer to still be here.
What? Lower your voice. I don't want anyone to hear us.
Did you know Fabio well?
People are starting to look at us, Sherlock. Change the subject. I can't believe what happened to him. To me. Such an atrocity. Think what it means for me. A wonderful evening for so many good, influential, and rich people has been ruined. I have betrayed all my promises of exotic delights.
I don't understand. Surely a murder would affect your reputation to a greater extent.
Please, isn't this why you are here? I thought you were a silent magician. Do your tricks and make it go away.
I need to find all those who had the key to the altar room. As far as I know, Mr. Vogel, Fabio, and you had access to it. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes. Also, Matista and Santos.
Santos? Who is that?
Santos Pinchetti, my major domo. In his opinion, at least.
We're gonna find him.
I'd like to speak to Mr. Pinchetti and Matista. Do you have somewhere I might have a private conversation with them?
Of course, of course. Let me think. Matista is entertaining the guests somewhere, and Santos... Oh, yes. He will be busy with the servants. Or the cook. What's that noise? What's going on?
What the fuck just happened?
Freeze, filth. You're under arrest.
What the fuck? Oh shit! Oh, the police are raiding the place. What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? This feels like something straight out of a fucking, fucking Stanley Kubrick film. I'm handcuffs. Holy shit. What the fuck just happened?
Committed a crime, and now I have to free you, kiss your hand, and apologize for the inconvenience. Your Grace.
I did tell you that Mr. Vogel and I were innocent. I emphasized it in my statement.
Your statement? Thanks to some bigwigs who work for the so-called good of the country by releasing fleas like you. Thank God we had Vogel in his letter. Once I get to that goldfish, I'll...
Bigwig? Oh, my wretched brother Mycroft and his long nose.
Wait, did you say Mycroft? Mycroft Holmes? Are you the youngest son of Violet Holmes, rest her soul?
Sure am. You know her?
You knew my mother?
Not personally, no. Not exactly. I was working on the paperwork for that case.
Would you happen to remember anything of the events?
Well, I didn't make the inquiry, but I remember seeing some notes. Why?
Perhaps we can negotiate. I could be quite useful.
Huh. Got you hooked, right? You know what? Stark and the others think they're the smartest here, thanks to you. Let me get this straight. Are you listening to me, lad?
I'm all ears.
Take this case. Report to me only, to Constable Harvey Oswald. I'll leave everything I have on this table. Find the murderer. Be a real copper. Question the suspects, make them sing, give me something substantial.
And if Mr. Vogel is not a suspect?
If he's innocent, then you can take your favourite degenerate away from here. If you slip or mess with the evidence, then trust me, your brother won't save you from my bludgeon. Meanwhile, I'll be checking the archive for you. If anybody asks, then you're a consulting detective.
Let's make a start then, partner.
I'm glad we managed to get the scoop before the raid.
Okay, let's review the evidence, and I think that's where we're going to end now. Thank you, as always, for joining me. And to see you guys in the next one. Looks like this is going very interesting places. As always,